Good day, Papa Mama. How are your legs feeling this morning, steady, or a little stiff from yesterday's walk? Take a slow breath and notice how your body greets the day. Even the smallest movement is a quiet reminder that life still flows through you. Aging isn't a finish line, it's a new beginning, a gentler chapter where strength is measured not by how fast you move, but by how confidently you stand, how gracefully you rise, and how freely you live. Over time, we all feel little changes, the knees that creak, the hips that hesitate, the moments when balance feels just out of reach. These aren't signs of weakness. They're messages from the body asking for care, especially from one powerful place that quietly holds us together, the glutes. When these muscles rest too long, the body starts to forget its natural rhythm. But with a few mindful movements, we can wake them up again and remind our legs, our back, and our spirit what strength truly feels like. Before we start, tell me in the comments, how does your body feel when you first stand up in the morning? Exercise 1. Side-lying leg raise, the unsung hero of balance. Let's begin with something simple, gentle, and quietly powerful, the side-lying leg raise, the unsung hero of balance. At first glance, it may look almost too easy, just lying on your side and lifting one leg. But within that small motion lies a story about the muscle that quietly keeps you steady every time you walk, climb, or stand. That muscle is called the gluteus medius, and though it rarely gets attention, it's the silent guardian of your stability. It holds your hips level, protects your knees, and keeps your lower back from carrying too much weight. Most people don't realize how important it is until it weakens. And it happens slowly, almost unnoticed, after years of sitting, driving, or moving less than we used to. Then one day, balance feels harder. Stepping off a curb feels uncertain. Getting out of a car feels wobbly. We start reaching for furniture, not because we're fragile, but because this small, vital muscle has fallen asleep. The beautiful truth is, you can wake it up again. You can rebuild the balance that once came naturally. All it takes is a few calm minutes, a soft surface, and your willingness to move. Let's do it together. Step 1. Set up your space. Find a comfortable spot, a yoga mat, carpet, or firm bed. Lie on your right side first. Use a small pillow under your head for comfort. Straighten your legs, stacking them neatly. Point your toes forward. Rest your top hand lightly in front of your chest for balance. Take a slow breath in. As you exhale, feel your body relax into the floor. Step 2. Lift and lower. Slowly lift your top leg about 8 to 12 inches. Keep your foot flexed, your knee straight. Pause for a second at the top. Feel the side of your hip tighten. That's your gluteus medius waking up. Then lower your leg gently with control. Move like you're underwater. Smooth, quiet, deliberate. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 10 to 12 reps on each side. If it feels difficult, that's a good sign the muscle is responding. Step 3. Breathe and notice. Breathe naturally. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Notice the warmth building across your hip, that gentle burn that says, I'm coming back to life. This isn't about lifting high or going fast. It's about control, awareness, and patience. Quality over quantity, every slow lift counts. Step 4. Progress gently. During your first week, 1 set per side is plenty. As you grow stronger, add a second or third set. Hold the top position for 2 seconds instead of 1. If lying flat feels uncomfortable, place a small pillow between your knees or behind your back. Comfort isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Move safely, not perfectly. The story of Grace Thompson. Let me tell you about Grace Thompson, 72, from Flagstaff, Arizona. She loves gardening and quiet mornings with her coffee. But after months of sitting more, she noticed her hips tightening and her balance fading. She realized she was gripping the armrest every time she stood up. Her daughter showed her this simple movement, the side-lying leg raise, just 10 minutes each morning before breakfast. At first, Grace said her hips burned like fire, but she stayed with it. After 3 weeks, her steps felt lighter. After 2 months, she could walk around her garden without holding the railing. She smiled and said, "It's like my hips finally woke up again. I feel steady, not scared." That's the quiet power of this exercise. It doesn't just build muscle, it restores confidence and trust in your own body. Tips from a mentor's bench. Practice this 2 or 3 times a week. Do it on your bed in the morning or on a mat before bedtime. Pair it with steady breathing, Let each lift be a small promise. I'm still strong. If you feel sharp pain, stop and rest. Adjust your range of motion. Over time, you'll notice small but real changes. Standing up feels smoother, balance steadier, steps lighter. Consistency always beats intensity. You're not chasing youth, you're reclaiming control. Why it matters. Every repetition is an act of renewal. It's not just your hip that's getting stronger, it's your sense of stability and independence. Strong glutes mean fewer falls, better posture, and more freedom to do what makes life full, walking your dog, tending your garden, or simply standing tall again without fear. Most importantly, this movement reconnects you with your body. You feel life returning, muscles responding, breath flowing, confidence growing. Aging doesn't take that away, it deepens it. Because every slow, controlled lift is you whispering to yourself, I still can. So lie down, take a breath, and begin. Each lift is an act of care, a quiet declaration of strength. You're not just training a muscle, you're training your balance, your peace, your confidence. One rep at a time, one breath at a time, one steady, beautiful comeback at a time. Exercise 2. Glute bridge, lifting yourself inside and out. Now that your hips are awake, it's time to rise slowly, purposefully, from the ground up. Today, we'll explore one of the simplest and most powerful movements at any age, the glute bridge. This exercise isn't flashy. There's no noise, no strain, just a quiet lift that reminds your body what it means to stand tall again. Because real strength after 50 isn't about how much you can lift, it's about how steadily you can move, how easily you can rise, and how confidently you can carry yourself through each day. That strength lives in your glutes, especially the gluteus maximus, the largest muscle in your body. It powers every step, every climb, every stand. Yet over time, it fades quietly from stillness. Too many hours in chairs, too little motion asking it to work. When that happens, the back takes over, knees ache, and balance begins to slip away. But here's the truth your body still remembers. You can rebuild the foundation that supports everything you do. Step 1. Find your ground. Lie on your back on a mat, carpet, or firm bed. Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms facing down. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the floor beneath you steady, solid, safe. Step 2. Lift with purpose. As you exhale, press your heels into the ground and lift your hips toward the ceiling. Not too high, just until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Let your glutes do the work, not your lower back. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower slowly and gently. That's 1 repetition. Start with 10 slow lifts. If you feel good, rest and repeat a second set. Move calmly. Breathe steadily. Let each lift remind your body what strength feels like. Step 3. Notice the change. At first, it might feel too simple, but after a week or 2, you'll begin to feel something shift. You rise from your chair with ease. Your back feels lighter. Your steps feel more stable. That's your glutes waking up, taking their job back from your back and knees. Remember, this isn't about effort or speed. It's about connection, body, breath, and awareness working as one. Step 4. Progress gently. Once you feel steady, hold the top position for 3 seconds, then 5. You can place a pillow or folded towel between your knees and gently squeeze as you lift. That engages your inner thighs and keeps your hips aligned. If cleared by your doctor, you can later add a small cushion or lightweight 1 or 2 pounds on your hips for extra resistance. If your back ever feels tight, pause and rest. The goal is activation, not discomfort. A story from our community, Robert Bob Miller. Meet Bob Miller, 78, from Columbus, Ohio, a retired engineer who loves fixing things around the house. One morning while trimming his garden, he slipped slightly and began feeling unsteady, especially on stairs. Each week, he found himself gripping the railing tighter, afraid of falling. His son showed him the glute bridge. 10 minutes a day, Dad, he said. At first, Bob laughed. It looked too easy. But he tried it anyway. Each morning, after reading the news, he'd lie on the carpet and lift his hips 10 times, slow and controlled. After 2 weeks, his back felt looser. By week 5, he stood up from the couch without using his hands. 6 weeks later, he walked down his front steps and realized halfway through he wasn't holding the railing. He smiled and said, I just walked. I didn't even think about it. That's what these quiet movements do. They rebuild not only muscle, but confidence. Step 5. Keep these in mind. Move slowly and breathe deeply. Slowness builds awareness. Focus on your glutes. Lift from your hips, not your back. Comfort matters. If something hurts, stop and adjust. 2 to 3 sessions a week are plenty. The body grows through rhythm, not force. After your last rep, rest for a moment. Feel your heartbeat, your breath, your calm strength returning. Why this movement matters. The glute bridge is more than exercise, it's a reset for your body's foundation. Strong glutes ease pressure on your back, improve posture, and steady your movement. But something deeper happens too. Each lift is like a quiet promise to yourself. I still rise. You're lifting more than your hips. You're lifting your confidence, your freedom, your belief that strength has no expiration date. That's why we call it lifting yourself inside and out. Because what rises isn't just your body, it's your spirit. So tonight or tomorrow morning, find a quiet space. Lie back, take a breath, press through your heels, and lift not just to move, but to remember what your body can still do. One breath at a time, one lift at a time, one quiet victory at a time. Exercise 3. Standing hip extension, step back to move forward. Sometimes, the best way to move forward is to take a step back. That's what today's exercise teaches, both in body and in mindset. The standing hip extension may look simple, just standing tall and moving one leg behind you, but hidden inside that quiet action is one of the most powerful tools for balance, mobility, and confidence as we age. Every time you walk, climb stairs, or rise from a chair, your glutes and hamstrings quietly power your steps and hold you steady. But years of sitting or moving less weaken these muscles. When that happens, the body compensates, leaning forward, relying on the knees, or tensing the back without realizing it. The result is stiffness, fatigue, and the quiet fear of falling. This exercise is a remedy, a way to remind your body how to move the way it was designed to. And the beauty of it is, you don't need a gym or special equipment, just a sturdy chair, a bit of space, and your breath. Step 1. Find your support. Stand tall behind a stable chair or countertop. Place both hands lightly on it, not to carry your weight, but to steady yourself. Set your feet hip-width apart, soften your knees, and relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, feel the ground beneath you firm and familiar. Step 2. Step back with control. Shift your weight onto your left leg. Keep your right leg straight and gently extend it backward 6 to 8 inches. Keep your toes pointing down, not outward. Hold for a second or two. Feel your glute tighten. That's the muscle that supports your steps and protects your balance. Then, slowly bring your right foot back to the floor. That's 1 repetition. Do 10 to 12 reps, then switch sides. Move slowly, stay tall, and let the motion come from your hips, not your back. This isn't about speed or height. It's about control and awareness, about reminding your body you're stable, you're strong, you're here. Step 3. Feel your balance return. At first, this movement may feel unfamiliar, your body relearning how to engage and stabilize. But after a few sessions, small shifts begin to appear. Standing feels easier, your steps feel smoother, you stop gripping the counter so tightly. That's the quiet power of the standing hip extension. You're not just building muscle, you're retraining confidence. Step 4. Progress gently. Once you feel steady, hold the top position longer 3 seconds. Then 5. If balance allows, lift one hand off the chair for a moment. Later, if cleared by your doctor, try light ankle weights, 1 or 2 pounds at most. The goal isn't to push harder, but to move with awareness. Even a few mindful repetitions can do more for your balance than hours of strain. A story from our circle, Robert Bob Miller. You might remember Bob Miller, 78, from Columbus, Ohio, the retired engineer who rebuilt his strength through the glute bridge. This next movement became his morning ritual. Every day after breakfast, Bob would stand by his kitchen counter, holding on lightly. He'd move one leg back slow and steady 10 times each side. At first, his balance wavered, and he had to remind himself to breathe. But he kept going. 6 weeks later, he noticed something remarkable. I was walking down my porch steps, Bob said, and halfway through, I realized I wasn't even thinking about balance. I just walked. That's what progress looks like at this age. Quiet, natural, freeing. You stop worrying about falling and start trusting your body again. Bob calls this exercise his daily meditation, a reminder that strength isn't lost, just waiting to be reawakened. Step 5. Keep these in mind. Keep knees soft and posture tall. Move with control smaller, slower motions are better. Inhale as you prepare, exhale as you lift. If your back feels strained, shorten the movement. Practice 2 or 3 times per week. Think of it as maintenance for the engine that carries you through life. Why it matters. The standing hip extension does more than strengthen muscles. It restores the natural rhythm of walking, the harmony between your hips, spine, and legs. It steadies your posture, strengthens your glutes, and lowers the risk of falls. But the deeper change happens within. Each small, steady repetition is an act of courage, proof that strength and confidence can always return, no matter your age. As one viewer once said, "Every time I take that small step back, I feel like I'm moving forward in life." That's the heart of this practice: to move, breathe, and believe that progress doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and deeply personal. So take a breath. Find your balance behind that chair. Step back, slow, calm, confident. You're not just lifting a leg. You're reminding your body it can still trust itself. You're rebuilding the rhythm that lets you walk through life with freedom again. One step back, one breath forward, one day stronger than before. Thank you for watching, Papa Mama. Before you go, tell me in the comments which moment today made your body feel steady or alive again. Each lift, each slow breath, each mindful step you took today was more than movement. It was a quiet act of renewal. The leg raises, the bridges, the standing extensions, they weren't just exercises, but small promises to your body that you're still here, still growing, still capable. Let that feeling settle in as the day winds down. Rest knowing that strength isn't something you chase, it's something you return to. One calm, deliberate motion at a time. Tomorrow, when you rise, your body will remember this gentle work you've done tonight.